So yeah, we know about like false religions, right? It's the typical stuff, you know. Um, there's always something twisted about everything, you know. Got unseen controllers, you know. We don't really see them. We don't really know who they are. Everything's in secret, you know. We got election coming up, and it's kind of like, I mean, both options are just terrible, you know. So either way, we're gonna get screwed. So, uh, yeah, it's kind of have to hope for the best, right? You know, it's anything can happen, right? But either way, they're just gonna both do the same crap. So, yeah, and pretty much, yeah, they're both puppets. They're both controlled. We know who their controllers are. Um, yeah, so it's pretty clear. And yeah, I mean, we all know, you know, who's like the real people behind all of this. You know, it's all pyramid. It's all, you know, just mockery, right? You know, they got like you know, like Satan, the angels at the top, and then everybody, it just kind of feeds down like a pyramid, right? And pyramid's the person on top mocks the person on the bottom, below them, or whatever, you know. So it's like the people on top just mocking everybody else, right? It's like it's like mocking. Person mocks a person who mocks another person below them, right? So it's a hierarchy of mockery, pretty much. And you know, they're using weather warfare and all this stuff. You know, they're doing all this HARP and all this other stuff. You know, geoterror and you know, U.S. geoterrorism. You know, it's like they've been doing this stuff for a really long time. You know, this equals 201, right? Like direct energy weapons. You know, HARP. Uh, you know, that's just what they're doing, right? I mean, it's all encoded. You know, they got like bases and, you know, code rooms, or, you know, stations for all this stuff. It's yeah, it's like volcanic dew, Maui burst, you know, volcanoes. It's just like the James Bond movie. They got all this stuff, like hidden layers under these volcanoes. You know, it's like it's just pretty much hidden and plain sight right in our faces, right? You know, so anyways, yeah, it's all this HARP and stuff. Phoenix and Station, we got a HARP, NASA satellite. I'm kind of stretching there. I'm not really sure what to make of that, but you know, yeah, like these volcanic craters. It's really sketchy. You know, it's kind of scary at the same time. It's like, who knows what kind of stuff. I mean, they've been at it for a while, right? And you know, the whole bushcraft bear thing again. You know, yeah, it's like, who knows what they're doing up there, over there, like some of these, you know, remote islands. You know, they probably got stations, labs, code rooms. You know, maybe they got like secret layers and, you know, hidden bases. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, I don't really know that we can't access these places. So, but they're probably doing something. They got to be up to something, right? And then, yeah, I don't really know if they're gonna microchip us, but you know, it's a possibility, right? You know, who knows? But yeah, it's yeah, they got all these number stamps and everything. You know, they put curses on us, that type of thing. Number rituals, these stamps, you know, and yeah, I mean, they use these numbers to kill people. So, you know, the 44 kill number. Also, 44 equals HARP too. HARP equals 44. So does kill, right? So, you know, they got a lot of stuff prepared for us. They got all the technology. So, um, you know, the 74 number. 74 number has to do with like the Muhammad, Jesus. What else equals 74? So many things equals 74. I think, like, you know, so it's like, I don't know how many things equals 74. So it's that kind of code, right? So, yeah, they kind of got that stamped there. You know, I think Lucifer equals 74, right? I think so yeah, Masonic also. Uh, and number curse marks. They got it's all this number games and stuff. They got this, number stamped on humanity, 666. The 42 stamp is on Black history, pretty much. It's sick stuff. Is it 40 with a U or not a U, right? Like in England, they spell it with a U, right? But like they spell a lot of things, like color armor with a U, or like organization with an S. But like America, they spell everything with a Z, and they spell like 40 without the U for some reason, right? Which is really weird, but now we know why. It's a spell, like to cast a spell. The 201 curse, and then order out of chaos. Wow, this is crazy. Yeah, reset curse. They're trying to reset. It's like I'm just throwing this kind of stretching a possibility, but probably the whatever Abram figure of the Bible or whatever is probably some dude who lived in the early stages of Sumerian history when the Akkadians started going down and settling there. So the pretty early stages. Probably there was like a flood. There's some archaeological evidence around the 2900 BC probably was when there was like some type of big flood or reset that happened. So yeah, that's probably what happened. So, and they probably ended up going to the old kingdom of Egypt. First they were in Canaan, and then they went down into Egypt, probably at the beginning of the old kingdom, somewhere around there, like 2800 BC probably. So, and then they probably lived there for a long time, for like over 1,000 years, and then they got out of there. So, anyways, yeah. So, yeah. So, it's probably just all these floods, resets, things like that, and you got these layers. I mean, the ancient Mongolians, the Polynesians. I mean, they went all over Asia. I mean, probably all over the Ring of Fire, all these volcanoes. They pretty much got discovered all these places. They're like the first explorers. And they got all these bases and all these volcanoes. I mean, there's enough numerical evidence to show this. And you got your false religions, false religion, more of this stuff. They got all this, and they like mocking people, and it's a whole like revelation of the method. They tell you their plans in plain sight, right? It's because they get enjoyment just mocking people. It's ritualistic, and they get reward from this. They get all this dopamine and all this rush from doing all this crap. They don't care. And it's fun. And know that like they're gonna keister a bunch of people. Get a bunch of people and ram all this stuff up their hiney. And they enjoy it. So. And at the same time they lie and they say like, oh, you gotta hold hands and be nice and do all this stuff, and it's like, meanwhile they're like going behind everybody's back and freaking murdering people and then mocking everybody at the same time. So that's pretty much what they do every day. And they do with geoterror, bioterror, just plain out terrorism, wars, what else, gangs, all these psyops and shootings and stuff like that, and accidents, so-called accidents. So and it's all by the numbers. So they want to ram a bunch of worldwide laws and do all this stuff, and it's all controlled by corporations. So pretty much corporation is technically a human now, so these corporations can just pretty much do whatever they want, and I don't know if but I don't know where the Zion is, but I mean I'm thinking it might not be in Israel. It might be in Arizona, like Phoenix, Arizona, or the Grand Canyon or something, because when you redraw the U.S. map from the West Coast and East Coast tsunamis, like Phoenix becomes like the new West Coast. So you never know. right? So, uh, just throwing that out there. I mean, Zionism and Arizona, like match. I think I showed that in my community post. Posted a lot of things about the bunkers in my community post. So they got like, all these bases and bunkers and shelters underground. They got like a ticket system probably where like, all the elites get together and like, auction off the tickets to all these bunkers. Probably that's what they're doing. It's like for the elect, right? These hidden elect probably got all their seats and all the deep state members and all these like religious elites or whatever, who are unseen, who you don't know who they are. They could be anybody. They could be like a homeless actor somewhere, They could be like, acting somewhere as like, you don't really know who they are, right? So, and there could be cannibalism. Hopefully, if a nuke goes off, right, it's pretty much the end. It's over, right? I mean, there'll just be lawlessness everywhere. So, you know, that's pretty much it. People be resorting to all sorts of stuff, lawlessness everywhere pretty much. So I'll just leave it at that. See you guys later. Peace.